We have Joel Makover here today in Amsterdam. Welcome, Joel.
Thank you. It's a
Nice
pleasure.
to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
Perfect. It's always great when we have people from North America here in Europe. I'm just coming back from the World Circular Economy Forum.
In Helsinki.
Yes, in Helsinki in Finland, and often we're asked what's actually happening in North America. We just had a quick conversation that you said there's really a lot happening. How would you describe it at the moment?
Well, there's a lot of talk and not so much action yet, but there's a lot of talk, which is to say that every company you talk to of any size knows about circular economy and knows that they have to have some kind of circular economy story. Now, they don't know what that story is, and in some cases they're retrofitting circular to things they're already doing, recycling or take back, but they also understand that this is the future. So I've never seen, and I've been in sustainability for 30 years, I've never seen an idea take off this quickly, in that every company is thinking about it, and hopefully in the next few years there'll be some action behind those words.
I mean, it's the same topic here still. We are still often at a very high level talking, but you see companies actually moving forward because they see it important to future-proofing their business models. Where is the drive coming from in North America at the moment?
Well, it's not coming from government, that's for sure. And this is really coming directly from the private sector. And I think what's going on is a few things. But one is that if you're in plastics, for example, and packaging, if you're a brand that uses packaging of any sort, a consumer brand at least, you recognize that your model is unsustainable. It's unsustainable from a public acceptance perspective, but also from an environmental perspective. There's just not going to be room to put anything, and there's going to be a shortage of resources for you to put into your value chain. And so that all comes together in the circular economy, as you know so well, that how can we get these materials back so that they can become the raw materials for our next generation of products. And I think the technology to do that exists, the infrastructure does not exist, and so it's a long road from here to circularity, but that's one of the main drivers. Also, cities and in some cases states are starting to drive this. Cities, as you know, have zero waste goals and 100% renewable energy goals, but they're also starting to look at resilience, food waste and energy resilience and climate resilience, and a circular economy which keeps materials flowing in a region is very much part of that. So they may not call it circular economy yet, although some do, but I think they're starting to recognize that this is how they have to operate going forward.
So now Mr. Trump and the Republican followers are taking up a lot of space at the moment. Obviously in the political debate, we're going to see the elections next year. There's the new Green Deal on the table from the Democrats. What do you think? What will be how this will be influenced through the political debate? Do you see it any way happen? Do you think new ideas emerging where circular economy can benefit from in the US?
Yeah, I don't know that the circular economy is going to be part of the Green New Deal going forward.
It's very similar in its concepts.
But I think, to your point, that the ideas around recycling, around material and resource efficiency, around renewable inputs, around business model transformation, turning products into services, and those kind of product longevity, keeping products in service, those ideas are gaining currency, even if they don't refer to it as circular. It's the same way that a lot of things that are done in business around efficiency and around reducing emissions and around resource efficiency that aren't necessarily talked about through the lens of sustainability, although you and I would agree that these are sustainability activities, but they're just good business sense.
Yeah. What are the potential biggest spoilers at the moment that you see for the drive to circularity in North America?
Well, a lot of it has to do, it's probably the same here in Europe, around how do you price the true pricing of things, of water, of waste, of fossil fuels and energy, and the materials that petrochemicals create. We don't have good pricing on those, and until the cost of throwing things away or of wasting, there's no price to waste, whether it's air, ground, or water. And until we get those right, it's gonna be harder to do these things. Doesn't mean they can't be done. It's just an obstacle in the way.
Yeah, absolutely.